Good morning and welcome to the fourth hour. It's really nice to have you along. I wish I had more for you today. I was kind of fighting the clock to get down here a little bit this morning. The just got sidetracked with a couple of other things, but this is a big story this morning. Let's go to Fox News and take a look at what's going on. FEMA is firing some employees, and take a listen to this. This is jaw dropping from Fox News.
Fox News alert moments ago. We received this together. We received a statement from the DHS regarding the $59 million sent from FEMA to New York City migrants last week. Quote, 4 employees being fired today for circumventing leadership and unilaterally making the egregious payment for hotels for migrants in New York City. We have not announced it yet.
Did you catch that? Hotels for people in the country illegally. Hotels for these folks. Okay. That's what FEMA was paying people for.
So we have it first. There's going to be firings. The names are going to be out. And let's bring in New York Congressman Mike Lower. Congressman, your thought about that move?
No kidding.
Well, it's long overdue, frankly. These funds have been misappropriated going back to the Biden administration. And New York City, a sanctuary city, has been wasting billions of dollars of taxpayer money, billions with a B, to provide free housing, clothing, food, education, and health care to illegal immigrants, including criminal aliens that are.
Wow. That is just so mind-blowing to me. That is absolutely shocking that the Biden administration was doing that. I mean, it just is absolutely wild. There was another story as we're talking about I've spent a lot of time, I know, talking about the Department of Government Efficiency. And I think the amount of fraud and waste and abuse, like we just showed there, is going to just be staggering. And again, you had the Democrats in charge. You had Joe Biden, whether he was in charge or not. I think at this point, many of us are wondering if he was actually in charge. But the Democrats clearly in charge, and they were running the government. And look at the waste, look at the fraud, look at this. And of course, they're in court trying to do everything they can, trying to slow down, these secrets from being discovered. It is just absolutely mind-blowing. So the Department of Government Efficiency focusing on the millions in migrant hotels being billed to taxpayers. And we've got Kristi Noem zeroing in on FEMA. So let's see what's happening. Elon Musk in a post yesterday saying the Doge team just discovered that FEMA sent $59 million last week to luxury hotels in New York City to house illegal migrants. And as I mentioned now, the news this morning, 4 people so far have been fired, that they were doing this on their own. They didn't have authority to do this. They had just made the decision to do it on their own. Who elected these people? I mean, this is just absolutely mind-blowing, the kind of crap that's been going on. Let's see what else. Speaker Mike Johnson said emergency relief funding separate from FEMA funds, but he said the agency should not have any part in funding the border crisis. Yeah, you think? Elon Musk said sending this money violated the law and is gross insubordination to the president's executive order. I think there's a lot of that going on right now. Gross insubordination to Donald Trump's executive orders. They don't like him. They don't like Trump. They don't like an end to all of this spending. And so they're just going to ignore it. It's time for people to go to jail. I mean, seriously, this is mind-blowing. Musk said that money is meant for American disaster relief. See what else, other reaction here. From City Hall in New York. The city had received funds through the past week that were allocated by the Biden administration for the purpose of housing and supporting illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, people who have come into the country illegally. This is just, can you imagine this? That this is what American dollars are going for this? To put them up in hotels? When was the last time you got put up in a hotel? You know, and you're actually an American paying American taxes. And when was the last time? Not that they should have been, but I mean, this is all so nonsensical that it's at times it's difficult to find words to be able to respond to this stuff because it's garbage, no matter how you cut it. Department of Homeland Security saying that those who made the payment will be held accountable. As Secretary Noem said yesterday, we must get rid of FEMA the way it exists today. This is yet another egregious example. Individuals who had circumvented leadership and unilaterally made this payment will be fired and held accountable. And so, again, at this point, 4 people have been fired. And I think it ought to go further than that. They firing them, and what's next? They were taking it upon themselves to do this. And these are the people, seriously, the absolute insurrection, the absolute disregard for the rule of law. Does that surprise you that we see that coming from the left? Once again, that this is what we see coming from the left yet again. Just absolutely staggers me. Okay, I'm taking a look at Free Spoke to see if there are any other, really not a lot of big, other than that story, which is huge. We're going to wind up talking about that tomorrow on the Greg Belfrage Show, obviously. I'm trying to see if there's anything else going on. Jerome Powell, who is the chair of the Fed, giving a speech. The odds of, this is from Investment Executive, odds of further interest rate cuts by the U.S. Fed have dwindled. Fed Chair Jerome Powell to testify before a Senate panel today. So we'll see. But the chance of those further interest rate cuts, I wouldn't hold my breath if I were you, if you were hoping for that. Also, a big story this morning. J.D. Vance, because this really was going on as I was on the air this morning. J.D. Vance talking about that Donald, he is overseas at the Paris Summit, and he's defending American AI. And he says the U.S. will defend American AI, going to block any efforts to weaponize AI. And also, he says, the vice president does, that Donald Trump will stop any foreign powers from weaponizing AI. So that's a big story this morning. And yeah, and the rest of this, I think I've already seen. Also, a group led by Elon Musk submitted a $97.6 billion bid to buy OpenAI. And Sam Altman has declined that, said no thank you, and he reacted by proposing to buy Twitter from Elon Musk. So Elon Musk has been very outspoken about this. OpenAI, and he and Altman parted ways a while ago, went in different directions over this issue of OpenAI. And I think that's all that I've got for you this morning. I also want to, I'm looking for quotes from you to put in the new show open. And the current show open are actual quotes that I've received from listeners who have said things. It's not the actual listeners, but it's quotes from listeners who have said this to me. I've lifted them out of emails, so on. I would love your quotes regarding the show for a new show open. I just want to, spruce it up a little bit with quotes from you. So the best thing for you to do is to email those to me, greg.belfrage@kelo.com is my email address. That's greg.belfrage@kelo.com. And I want to ask you to do that. I would very, very much appreciate it. And I want to thank you for remaining until the end of the video. Thank you so much for being here. You're part of my gallery of champions for doing so. Very, very much appreciated. And if you'll hit that like button before you leave, I'll be even more indebted to you. So please do that. And we'll leave it there for today. Back again tomorrow. And I hope you'll be there as well. So long until then, my friend. And take care. Have a great